music for a child's heart, body, and mind.
Good morning, Sardonyx. How are you doing today? I want to believe you're staying safe. So you are welcome to another mathematics class. Last time we had mathematics, we started a topic called areas of plane shape. And I gave you a formula chart that comprises the formula for area and perimeter of plane shapes. So we have looked at area of plane shapes the last time. This time around we are going to look at perimeter, and at the same time the link or relationship between area and perimeter of plane shapes. So pay attention as we go through today's mathematics class. Alright, we'll start with the definition of perimeter of plane shapes. What's perimeter? Perimeter simply means the total distance around a shape. The total distance around a shape. So for example, if I have a shape like this, of course it is a square. Perimeter of this shape simply means the total distance around the shape, the sum of all the sides of this shape. That gives us perimeter. It's this side plus this side plus this side plus this side. By so doing, you will be able to get what? The perimeter of this shape. Alright, we are going to take a look at examples. But I want to believe you have studied and you have memorized the formula for perimeter in that formula chart. That of a square you should know is 4L. That of a rectangle is 2L plus 2B. That of a triangle is adding all the three sides together. That of a trapezium, add all the four sides together. I won't talk about circle now because, like I told you in the last class, that we're going to be taking circle as a different topic because it's a unique shape. The area and perimeter of circle will be treated separately. Alright, we have a question on the board, an example, so let's take a look at the question and see how we can solve it. Number 1, find the perimeter of a square whose side is 12 centimeters. Alright, the first thing you need to note is identify the shape in question. In this question, what we are dealing with is square. So, you should know we're talking about a square and the length. I told you last time that side means length, and the length of this square is what? 12 centimeters. So, we have to find the perimeter. So, let's list out what we have been given. Solution. In this question, what you are given is the length. So, you see length is what? 12 centimeters. And you have to find what? The perimeter, which we don't know. So, from our formula chart, what's the perimeter of a square? Perimeter of a square is simply what? Equals to 4L. That is 4L or 4 times L, 4 times the length. Okay? Now, you have your length as 12. So what you need to do is just substitute L for 12. So perimeter becomes what? 4 times 12. Don't forget in algebra, 4L means 4 times L. Okay? So perimeter is 4 times 12. And perimeter gives you what? 48 centimeters. We are not going to square it like that of area. In area we square, but this perimeter is still distance. You're adding all the sides together, so it's still distance, so it remains as centimeters. So the perimeter for this square is simply 48 centimeters. Okay, number 2, example 2. Find a distance round a triangle whose three sides are 18 centimeters, 19 centimeters, and 20 centimeters. Like I have told you, the first thing is to identify the shape you're dealing with. Now, looking at this question, you discover that we are dealing with a triangle. Okay? And we are given the three sides of a triangle. Of course, a triangle has three sides and three angles. So the three sides, dimension of the three sides is 18 centimeters, 19 centimeters, and 20 centimeters. So you can actually draw it if you want. So you can call this side 18 centimeters. These are side A. Side B is 19 centimeters, and the third one is side C, which is what? 20 centimeters. So you have represented it actually. Now, if you look at the question, it says find the distance round. That is another way of asking you to find the perimeter. Don't forget, in our definition, I told you perimeter is the distance around a shape, the total distance around a shape. So this question is not using the word perimeter. It said find the distance around a triangle. The total distance around a triangle is the perimeter. So from our formula chart, what's the formula for perimeter of a triangle? Of course, it is the addition of all the three sides. So you can say perimeter of a triangle is what? Side A plus side B plus side C. You're adding all the three sides together. So what do you say? Perimeter equals to, what's our A? A is 18 plus what's our B? 19 And then what's our C? Our C is what? 20. Okay, so what's our perimeter? Perimeter gives you what? 57 centimeters. 18 plus 19 plus 20 gives you 57. And why we're having centimeters is because your sides are given in centimeters. And don't forget, we don't square in perimeter. Okay, example 3. Find the perimeter of a rectangle whose length and breadth are 12 centimeters and 6 centimeters respectively. The shape being considered here is a rectangle. Okay, in dimension given, length is 12 centimeter and breadth is 6 centimeter. The one respectively means accordingly. Length comes first, so 12 comes first. So length is 12, breadth is 6 centimeters. So the next thing now is to actually write out your dimension. Length is given as 12 centimeters, breadth is given as 6 centimeters, and you have to find perimeter. Now, what shape are we considering here is a rectangle. So from our chart, what's the formula for perimeter of a rectangle? Perimeter of a rectangle simply gives you 2L plus 2B. That's 2 times length plus 2 times breadth. Okay, so let's substitute. Perimeter gives you 2L means 2 times L, and our L is 12. So that's 2 times 12. We put it in bracket plus what? 2 times 6. So what's our perimeter? 24. 2 times 12 is 24 plus 2 times 6, which is what? 12. So our perimeter is what? 36 centimeters. That's the perimeter of this rectangle. Now, number 4. If the perimeter of a square is 24 meters, find the length of the square. Now, in this case, perimeter is given, we have to find length. So we're still dealing with perimeter of the shape. And the shape here is a square, okay? So solution, what are we given? Perimeter is given as 24 meters and length is what we have to find. So since perimeter is given, it means we are dealing with perimeter of a shape. So you still use the formula for perimeter. What's the formula for perimeter of a square? Perimeter of a square equals to what? 4L, that's 4 times length. So let's substitute. Wherever you see perimeter, you put 24 there. So 24 equals to what? 4L. We don't know our L. So we have to find L. And you know in our algebra, we want to find L. It means you want the L to stand alone. We are looking for a way to take off the 4. And the only way we can do that is by dividing both sides by 4. So our 4 can cancel 4. So we call it what? DBS. That's divide both sides by 4. So what do you have? 24 equals to 4L over 4 over 4. 4 we cancel what? 4. 4 here 1, 4 here 6. So L equals to what? 6 meters. But our length is 6 meters. Because our perimeter is in meters, so our answer should be in meters. So the length or the side of this particular square is what? 6 meters. Now we are taking example 5. And at this point now we are already considering the link or the relationship between area and perimeter. You know, the last time we talked about area, today we are looking at perimeter, and the later part now we are looking at the link between the two. Alright, number 5 says the area of a square is 196 centimeters squared. Find its perimeter. So we are talking of a square here. Area is given, you have to find perimeter. So what do? Let's list out the things given, the dimensions given. Area is given as what? 196 centimeters squared. And we have to find what? Perimeter. Now, to find perimeter of a square, the formula is what? 4L, isn't it? So to find this perimeter, we need length. But the length is not given. But if you look carefully, you discover that your area is given. For them to give you area, it means the needed length can be gotten from area. And remember, we did that the last time. So you use this, your given area, to find the length. So what's the formula for area of a square? Area of a square is what? Length square, or length times length. Remember I told you. Okay? So now let's substitute. Whenever you see area, you put 196 there. So you have 196 equals to length square. Now I told you can also write this the other way. Or length square equals to 196. What we are looking for is length, not length square. That means this square needs to cross so that the length can stand alone. So by the time the square crosses this bridge, remember this is a bridge. And when you cross the bridge, it becomes opposite. So remember when the square crosses, it becomes opposite. And what's the opposite of square? That is square root. So length is standing alone equals to what? Square root of 196. So therefore, what's square root of 196? Square root of 196 is 14. Of course, you know how to find square root now. That's a number you can multiply by itself to get 196. So our length is now 14 centimeters. You have not answered the question. The question is find perimeter. So because we need length, we need to find the length first. So we've gotten our length to be 14 centimeters. So we can now use this length to find our perimeter. What is the formula for perimeter? Perimeter is 4 length, 4 times length. Since we have our length now, so let's substitute. So perimeter becomes what? 4 times length, and our length is what? 14. So therefore, what is perimeter? Perimeter becomes what? 56 centimeters. Because our area is in centimeters square and our length is in centimeters, so perimeter will also be what? In centimeters. Example 6. If the area of a rectangle is 48 meters squared and the breadth is 6 meters, find the perimeter of the what? Rectangle. Okay. The shape considered here is a rectangle. So I want us to list out the dimensions given. Solution. The first thing given is the area. Area of the rectangle is 48 meters. So you say what? Area is 48 meters squared, comma, and the breadth is 6 meters. So breadth is also given as what? 6 meters. And we are to find what? The perimeter. Perimeter is what? Unknown. So since we are to find the perimeter of the rectangle, we need the formula for perimeter of a rectangle. Perimeter of a rectangle is what? 2L plus 2B. I want to believe by now you have memorized all this formula. Okay? So that means for me to find perimeter of a rectangle, I need my length and I need my breadth. But if you look at it very well, only breadth is given, length is not given. Another thing that is given is area. So for area to be given, it means I can find my length, the length I need from that area. So you use the formula of area of a rectangle to get your length. And what's the formula for area of a rectangle? Area of a rectangle is simply area gives you what? Length times breadth. So let's substitute. Whatever you see area, what do you put there? 48 is our area. Length we don't know, times breadth, and our breadth is 6. Okay? So what do we now have? 48 equals to, what is L times 6? That's 6L in algebra. Don't forget, we want to find length. We want length to stand alone. That means we need to get rid of 6. And the only way we can do that is what? Divide both sides by 6. That's DBS by what? 6. So what do I have? 48 equals to 6L. Divide both sides means over 6 and over what? 6. So what do? 6 we cancel out 6. 6 here, 1. 6 in 48 is 8. So therefore, length equals to what? 8 meters. Don't forget our area is in meters square, so length is 8 meters. I am not done. I've only gotten my length. The question says I'm to find perimeter. But because in the course of finding perimeter, I need length. That's why I need to get the length first. So now that I have my length and I have my breadth, I can find perimeter. Because the formula of perimeter is what? 2L plus 2B. So what do I say? Perimeter now becomes 2L. That's 2 times L. And L is 8. That's 2 times 8. Plus 2B, that's 2 times B, and our B is 6, that's 2 times what? 6. So what do I have? Perimeter now becomes 2 times 8 is 16, plus 2 times 6, which is what? 12. And what's our perimeter? That gives you 28 meters. Perimeter of this shape is what? 28 meters. Alright, we're taking example 7, and this will be the last example for this morning. The perimeter of a square is 64 meters. Find its area. We are considering a square here. Perimeter is given out to find the area. So what do? Solution. Perimeter is given as 64 meters, okay? And we are to find area of a square. And how do we get area of a square? Formula for area of a square is simply what? Is length times length. That means to get area, I need length. But length is not given, but perimeter is given. So for them to give me perimeter, that means I can get the length that I need from that perimeter. So what do? I use the formula of perimeter. What's the formula for perimeter of a square? Perimeter of a square is what? 4L. So we substitute wherever you see perimeter, you put 64 there. So what do you say? 64 equals to 4L. So to get my length now, I will divide both sides by 4. So I will say DBS by what? 4. So that would be 64 equals to 4L over 4 and over 4. 4 we cancel 4. 4 here 1. What is 4 in 64? You can try 4 in 6 as 1, remainder 2. And 4 in 24 is what? 6. So what do you have? Therefore, length is what? 16 meters. I'm using meters because my perimeter is in meters. That's my length. I am not done. Don't forget, I am to find what? area. So, and to find area is length times length, and now that I have my length, so what do I simply say? Area equals to what? 16, that's length times length, that's 16 times 16, and my area will now be what? 256 meters squared. Don't get confused, we're looking for area, that's why I'm having squared, and I'm using meter because my given dimensions are in what? Meter. So in this case, perimeter is given and we have to find area. Okay, Sardonyx pupils, we have come to the end of this morning's class. I really believe you will understand this topic. Like I said, we have considered perimeter of plane shapes today, and we have as well looked at the relationship between area and perimeter. Okay, take your time to go through the examples. We have lots of them, about 7 examples. Study each of them and watch the video for explanation. You will find your classwork and homework in the portal. See you some other time. Bye for now.